Do it. Tsuyo versus Kalte. So these two players, they've been around for a while, a long time, I might add. Getting into a matchup in this is exciting for me. I'm excited. I think I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to expect. The maps look decent. I'd say that Kalte is a little bit rougher here. He's going for a granary spot here. He's got his I would have liked the granary here, like adjacent to these two berries, rather than just this one. And you get yourself 3 more farms from it, and you're further away from your TC. But anyway, he's got his gazelle off to the left, pretty easy for him to push that to his TC. He's got his northern gazelle. Maybe he pushes that to like a wood line, because he's gonna have to take one of these northern wood lines for him. Meanwhile, if you look over at Tsuyo's base, he's got his berry start as well. His gazelle, not so easy to push. Maybe he'll push them to this wood line. I don't know if he's going to be able to make it all the way around. I think that risks. I think it's too risky to push it to the left because that pushes it towards the wall. So we'll see what he goes for there. And then there's also this elephant to the south. So he's a decent map. This gazelle on the right. Ooh, and another elephant. So actually, I say I'd really like Tsuyo's map here. He's got a big hill to the left, which is going to be a little problematic because it's kind of overlooking his TC, and it's pretty easy for Kalte to get up on top of this hill at some spots, specifically over here. It's pretty hard to defend this side of the hill. Maybe Tsuyo can hold this whole thing. I'm not sure if that's going to be the case, though. I have a feeling that he's going to need to be aggressive on this map due to this hill. It's just too much pressure onto his farms. We'll see, though. We'll see. Yeah, Kalte getting that first lure. Easy enough. Ooh, dropping one a little further outside here. There's no game audio. My sounds just must be really low. I'm going to turn up my volume here. There we go. Sounds better to me. There we go. So what are we going to look for? We want to see Tsuyo grabbing these elephants because those are really what make his map better. If he isn't going to spot those, it's going to give Kalte a chance here, I think. Kalte getting 4 of his gazelle right at the moment, getting that 5th, hopefully pretty soon again, dropping one of his gazelle way out there on a map as stringent as Oasis in terms of food opportunity. It's rough to lose any amount of food. We've all been there, you know, you misplace something, you do something wrong, and you feel it's the ramifications of that for a long, long time. Now, he does know that this gazelle patch is here. I would assume he knows that there's a wood patch here. But he is going to potentially spot this elephant, which is going to be very good for him. He sees this elephant too, so he's... Oh, no, he just barely missed that one on the right. So he might not know about its presence. Looks like he's going to go for the gazelle off to the right side of his base, dropping the pit here. I really like that start for him. He's going to have to work on this gazelle. But, oh, perfect for him. Just click it. There he goes. Nice. I like that. Very nice pit. It's going to give him really good food income for a while. It's a little far from the wood on this right side. There's a bit of a gap, but we'll be able to make that work, I think. It ain't no thing. That being said, Kalte here. Already on the stone. I'm sure that's just auto issue. Ooh, running into the double lion. Will he do the house trick? Yes, indeed he will. And he's going to stick on the house for a bit, so that he's going to have to finish that house later. Oh, I guess he'll take the wood deficit there. If you don't build any of it, like if your villager never hits any hammer shots into the foundation, you can delete it for full refund. So it's good not to actually click it once the lions stop. It's good to just leave it at that. Oh, and there's Tsuyo grabbing his first elephant. Very good for him. We're really going to want to pay attention to Vil highs. I think this is going to be very indicative of how this series is going to go. Right, if one player is going to be getting a much higher Vil count each game, we could be seeing potentially a one-sided match. I'm not sure. This is one of those matchups where, I'll be honest, I feel that Tsuyo could be a more consistent player. Not to say he's super inconsistent, but sometimes he plays very well. and other times it seems like I've seen him just crumble under certain amounts of pressure. But if he gets ahead in a situation, he certainly knows how to close. So we'll see if he's able to do as I've suggested, or we'll see if Kalte just kind of handles the situation. We know some people might consider Kalte the favorite in this, but I don't know. I don't think I could say that as easily. I think they're both pretty strong players. And seeing how this turns out, it's going to be interesting. So Tsuyo's going to be going down to the right for his extra gazelle patch. Grabbing at barracks on the wood line. Interesting choice here. So Kalte building his barracks defensively. It looks like he hasn't any inclination as to in which direction it's more likely that the fighting is going to be going. Right, like he doesn't realize that it's more to the left that he should be focusing. So this could be an opportunity. Maybe if Tsuyo catches him off guard with this. Is there an artifact here or something? There's something red on the minimap. That's got to be an artifact behind the trees. What do we look for next? Not too much. Gonna see the Ellie getting lured in here. That's a nice pickup for him. Looks like there's another one he could grab too. Ooh, taking that first hit, but Sumervilles, you can take some extra hits here. Going for that third barracks already. And it looks like he's trying to wall in that wood line. And getting a granary in here too. So I'm liking this position here. If he were to get axe rushed at this point, you'd be pretty safe. Let's check the Vil highs as Kalte has clicked up on 18. And going for slingers, 18 feels pretty bad. Generally, because you don't get the eco you need right off the bat to really maintain production here. So he's going to be holding onto some food, right? And these elephants will help, but they won't fix the issue, which is with 18 Vils, you're just a little bit behind on on unit production and stuff as time goes, right? Usually with like 21 Vils for slings, you feel a lot better. Tsuyo is coming forward to do his granary here, and you can see the difference in their bases at this current moment. It looks like Tsuyo went for some sort of rush here, but Axers aren't going to do the trick for him. He should cancel Axer at this point, maybe. Now he's got enough to make the upgrade worth it. He's going to get in, and there's only like 3 slingers in here. Looks like Tsuyo's going to have some issues getting in, maybe? No, looks pretty good to me. I'd love to see that Axer upgrade come in, but maybe he's a little short on food. He's focusing the slingers first, which is really good. So he's going to pick off that weak Vil that got hurt from the elephant initially. And he's going to have 2 Vils right here to help him out with this. And he's going to pick off another Vil here. This is a really good opener from Tsuyo. Now, the biggest question, though, is can he transition this into a more permanent mode of attack? Or does he just keep making Axers here? I think the answer for him might be Axers, but he's got to watch his eco at home. He's idling a couple of units. Then again, his pressure is starting to mount. He's got, oh, what a barrack placement. He just doesn't want to worry about walls. So he's going to pull this back as Kalte is defending now with upgraded slingers. Kalte's going to try to wall in the berries. I don't know what the goal is here. The Vils can still come forward and finish this, and he can just queue them on either side. So we're going to see a farm going up in here. This is very interesting. Kalte can still lose all these units, and now he's going to have to delete walls. I don't know if that's the play. We'll see how he handles this, because he is starting to wall off areas. Oh, I see. So now he's going to wall it off even more, and then cover this spot, maybe. I still think you could get an Axer into there pretty easily. Maybe Kalte's thinking you can block. I don't know if you can block with this. This will be interesting to see. I still think an Axer can spawn into that spot. This is very awkward to look at. As all of his houses will get taken down on the fringes, his farms are still working, and he still has access to the stone. So you might benefit from expanding his attack a bit, trying to find that TC, because that is generally where the food income is going to come from at this point, if not the granary. And you can see it here. Still allowed to get food. He's gotten his units to work by long distance gathering from that Ellie. He hasn't moved a wood line to the middle yet. I think Tsuyo's pretty focused on this attack here. He's got a lot of Axers. This is essentially an all-in.
Yes.
And he's going to call GG. Interesting. So the all-in worked for Tsuyo here. I'm a little surprised by that. I'm a little surprised by that. Calling it that quickly when you still have army against Axers. I guess seeing these slingers is pretty indicative of what's going to come next. He had to delete the granary, so all these vills in here aren't doing anything. I just realized. He deleted this granary, and Tsuyo could still be sending Axers into here. If he just, like, cued them in that direction, he could go in and maybe get a few cheeky hits off before Kalte noticed. It's just a matter of time before this gets spotted, or Tsuyo gets... Like, once this Vil dies, I think, yeah, Tsuyo would then just naturally fall south towards the TC. So, good on him. Interesting rush. It paid off. The barracks were really far away, but he was able to pull it off with just some grit and determination there. Those 3 clubbers being absolutely clutch. You can see he made them on the timeline. You can see here, he made those on the way up to Duel. So, very good play by him. Nice foresight to get those clubbers into the opponent's base. Very, very good stuff. So Tsuyo opening with game 1 here, but he certainly set the pace for this series, right? Oh, I just set the wrong lobby. Hold on. So I'm picking Western U.S. in the hopes that um, it'll be a good server location for the 2 of them. As the spectator, you don't really notice the lag. I feel like it's more of a player thing, right? I don't want the players to be dealing with horrendous lag. Okay, alright.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Alright, looks
Yes.
like we had no issues with lag or anything. Our players know to keep the same color. Romley would be proud. He's got to pick Sumerian. He knows that, though. There we go. And yeah, so you just won that game. As we jump into game 2 here. He pulled off a really nice axe rush there, and it got Kalte by surprise. It was almost like too late, so I think that's what Kalte was thinking, maybe in the same vein as I was. So basically, Tsuyo committed to an axe rush, even though his barracks were pretty far away. If you think about the map in like terms of thirds, Tsuyo was in 1/3, Kalte was in the other third, and then in the final third, that's where Tsuyo's rush went. And then like three upgraded clubbers got behind his initial wall and forced Kalte to do some panic walls, and it just failed. So game 1 going Tsuyo's way. Very interesting map, interesting setup. We saw him lure his gazelle nicely. We saw everything go well for him. He had a slightly better map, I'd say, in terms of food with that elephant. But I mean, Kalte had an elephant as well, so I don't know. It's hard to say one was significantly better than the other. So he's got to be careful about his gazelle patches, as he is here. Picking up those red pieces. I do like red on this map, as I think it's pretty easy to see on the minimap. Whereas this teal is a little trickier. Hiding a bit more. As Kalte starts his gazelle lure. Getting all nice and tidy up against the TC this time around. Still, once again, Kalte losing a single gazelle early, and I don't know if this is the worst for him, but it's certainly not helping to be down that many to be down that much food again. He lost one of his starting gazelle last game as well, and we don't see Tsuyo going for that early push. He might be thinking to push these. We'll see how he handles this. That's going to be really important here, but his stragglers are in the way, so maybe he's thinking about waiting for the storage pit here. He has an elephant this time again, so it's going to be a nice map for him. It's a pretty close elephant. He's got another elephant a little bit further. We'll see if he spots that. See if he spots that. This is an artifact map. Do we see any artifacts on the map? Yet rolling about. No one has found any of the artifacts. Oh no. No. Yeah. No one has found any artifacts. His Tsuyo could get a double gazelle here. That might be exactly what he's going for. Just gonna find this here. One. Interesting, he does this whole hunt setup with just the one vill. Yeah, he's bringing more vills over. I think he realizes now that it's a double gazelle, so he's gonna try to grab all of these. I'm just gonna watch his technique here. This looks a lot better. Now that he's got the vills, everything's looking good for him, and he's gonna now spot this wood line if he didn't already. What a great setup for him. He goes for the storage pit in the middle. It's all going to look very good. Yeah, this looks great. That's a double gazelle patch. His berry's just now finishing up. He needs to get on the second gazelle, though, or his primary gazelle, because that's going to be a big issue for him if he doesn't spot those. As Kalte now getting his... Oh, a little bit of a scatter there. This could be disastrous for Kalte. But he did get his starting gazelle in. We still haven't seen Tsuyo do that. I think he's going for that now. Or he's going to spot them now. So, we'll see if he pushes those all the way to his TC. Maybe he'll drop it. Or maybe he'll just ignore it, because I think for his purposes, he has enough food. Like, honestly, for his playstyle, the 2 forward vills, I think he's just looking for this to support the axes. And then hope that's enough. He is stopping at 17 vills, it appears. Which is a very aggressive play, and he's going to go the right way with his initial villagers. This could be huge for him. Kalte here, maybe a little bit slower. He's got some idols. I'll fix those quickly, but... I think Tsuyo's got more food at the moment. He has finished his berries a while ago, and he's got a lot of food income from this one pit. And he's only got the 4 on wood, or I guess 5 on wood, versus the 7 on wood here. Kalte did have these first, so the timing here is going to be really important. If Kalte goes for those slingers again, he could be in some trouble. He's going to come up here, and looks like to be building a barracks on top of the hill. It's never a bad call. Maybe a new storage pit, though, for the stone. Yeah, storage pit for the stone. So it's going to be without that. Oh, and Tsuyo's got a decent spot here. At least early on, he's going to be denying access to the center. It's definitely going to be an axe brush again. So we're going to see those clubbers coming out. As the food starts serving out for Tsuyo, and he is starting his push. Now, this is starting to become a lot to do at once. But Tsuyo's looking good there with that lure. He's getting it one step at a time, right? You got to build the clubbers, keep the vills going. Where did his vills go? Does anyone see them? Am I crazy? Am I the only one that doesn't see where those vills went? Are they right there? They might be in there. Whatever. Oh, yeah, they were. Okay, I swear I could not see those. So, Kalte's up first in a surprising turn of events. That must be because the gazelle under the TC, right? That's got to be it. And the market's already up for him as well. So we're going to be seeing slingers on a hill. And now I'm less excited about this. Last time, Tsuyo was already in there, or he was getting in there at this point. Kalte very fast this time around. He did not want to get caught off guard. I'm certain he's already getting the slinger upgrade. Here's a 3rd barracks already. Coming forwards for some farms as well, it appears. Trying to get his eco rolling. And here's the first 4 slingers. He's got that wave coming out. Meanwhile, Tsuyo is going the wrong way with the rush. I think he's now going to potentially be spotting him out. If he sees the stone and the gold, that should be enough for him to turn this rush around. The second he sees the gold, he should turn. He sees the gold now with this guy. Oh, he didn't go left. Well, this guy's going to figure it all out. But he could be in some trouble from these slingers. These two slingers are going to give him a bit of an issue back at home. But again, with that Sumerian health, he could just opt to bone down those two offensive slings here. We could even see Kalte turn around if he's worried about the Axers. But again, I think Tsuyo's in a bit of trouble here. Tsuyo is without that +2 attack upgrade. Maybe running a bit short on food. Getting these a little bit later than I would have liked to see. And also that elephant going untouched. It's going to be difficult for him. Although he is getting in onto this line here, past the wall, into the farms. And see, Kalte will be reacting now. And Kalte's got plenty of units. Now, notice, he doesn't have enough food for his upgrade either. So both players lacking some upgrades. Actually, never mind. See you getting that +2 attack upgrade. Going to be looking pretty good for himself here. But, yeah, with that many slingers, he's going to need a few more Axers in this mix to really get the most of this. Did this aggression do anything over here? No. Where did he lose one to the lion? Yeah, he lost one to this lion, and this one beat the lion with 1 HP. So Kalte's scouts not getting any critical info. Tsuyo's been just taking these slingers on a tour de France. And Tsuyo looking to attack here. I think you should go sooner rather than later. You don't want to give your opponent time to wall this. Yep, here he goes. This is huge. All of these slingers are out of position chasing that Axer around. And Tsuyo's going to get in with a huge Axer army here. And he's going to go right for the farms, right for the gut here. This is going to be a huge blow for Kalte. If he loses even like 3 or 4 villagers, this is a big win for Tsuyo. These early farms being disrupted is such a big deal. Even though he did get that +1, so killing these Axers shouldn't be too difficult. But remember, he is having to give up his hill to protect these farms, as several vills go down. Another one falls victim to Tsuyo's axe rush here, as these slingers will retreat to the hill, and that'll make it pretty much impossible to approach this. Tsuyo should be aware of this, and probably just try to pull him off of it. He's going to go for the flank maneuver, drawing back with the 1, and getting behind with 5 Axers here. This could be pretty huge for him. Getting another villager potentially off the back end of this, but as we said, those slingers so dominant in battle, starting to show their prowess. As they go down, he could get another vill, and another vill will fall here. So now finally getting back onto his farms, but the stream of Axers is going to continue. So interesting play by Tsuyo here to keep up that that axe pressure. It's going to be tough. He did find some nice berries out here. That's a berry that spawned very far away from the usual habitat of adjacent to the wall. Interesting. Killing even another villager. Man, Kalte's getting caught here. If this vill goes down, this is huge. It looks like it might. No, that vill will survive. Tsuyo going to buy more time as there is a hole in this wall. So Tsuyo's going to be able to get into here over and over until this is walled. Denying this. Tsuyo's playing this really well. He's just being... He's everywhere at once here. Now, this will be the final wall tile, I do believe. So this is now finally... This Great Wall has completed. It looks obnoxious on the screen, but it serves a purpose here. He needs to deal with this hole, though. And this is just giving Tsuyo time to fix his economy up. Because remember, he's doing an all-in rush here. He's going to need to start transitioning to farms if he wants to maintain unit production. He's got a boom behind this because, again, these Axers are doing a lot of damage, but they haven't quite won the game yet. Kalte is now on his farms permanently. It's going to be tough for him to get past this hill anymore, and now we do see that Slinger defense holding. So it was costly. It was certainly very, very costly for Tsuyo, or for both players, really. Tsuyo throwing a lot of food into this attack, and it hasn't quite paid off here. That's a very bold storage pit. You should delete it before it dies. Ooh, yikes. Losing the 120 food is very difficult. Or 120 wood, rather, for not deleting in time. As now, Tsuyo still dealing with the Axers, and I think this might be really good for Kalte at this point. We don't see any transition. There are no farms yet for Tsuyo. Tsuyo really went all in on this Axler rush. And now he's going to have to pay the price as he tries to take a hill with slingers. No way. All these hills are dead. All these Axlers will die. Yeah, those slingers are going to prove very, very strong in this situation. I think that looks to be a winning position here for Kalte, unless these three Axers get something done. Tsuyo's going to get rinsed here. See, I think what Tsuyo needed to do was build a market back at home at some point and get like 8, maybe 10, 12 vills farming. And then he can keep flooding with these Axers while booming up behind, and that would put him in a really good position. But coming way out to here for these Gazelle, yeah, it gave him that second push a little bit quicker. But ultimately, Kalte was able to hold. I mean, even if it's just with the bare minimum here, Kalte literally just has farmers and 2 guys on stone. He's now all in on the slingers. I'm sure he can start creating some more vills for a wood line pretty soon, though, as his slingers move out on the map. Looking to chase down Tsuyo's vills here. Tsuyo coming everywhere, going every which way. As the Axers will be forced back here. A new storage pit going up for him. And a berry. A single berry granary. Nah, it's not the most efficient granary. 120 wood for 150 food. But on a map like Oasis, sometimes it's the only choice. And there's the GG. Recognizing that he's not going to approach those slingers. That was a good defense from Kalte, I would say, but he took a lot of losses, right? He lost a lot of vills. Tsuyo really applied the pressure there. It was really close. He was very close to breaking Kalte there, I'd say. If he had been able to transition his attack a bit more into, like focused on longevity with his eco, rather than going out to here, like wasting a lot of vill time walking, but also coming out to here for these Gazelle, it helped get him like another wave. But I think if he had transitioned to this, had the slower wave, and had farms coming, it would have been a much better position. As we saw Kalte go for those early farms, it really helps you in terms of keeping up the unit production. And when you're going up against slingers on a hill, they're going to need a lot of units to keep this flooded. And he just fell behind on the unit count. So the 17 vill all in. Not working out for Tsuyo in game 2. Now this is a best of 5, so these players are... Oh, man, it did it again? Okay, I'll fix the... Yeah, thank you, clicking there. So every time I load this game up, it resets my game sizing. So thank you. I'll remember to fix it. But, I mean, if you watch some of the VODs, I have to fix this every time. I always mess that up. Oh, I picked Western Europe again. I don't think that'll be an issue. I think that Tsuyo and I will both have fine connection to Western Europe. Yeah, I'll fix that in a second. GG indeed, Lepanto.
Dadgum. Yes.
I like how Tsuyo just says bad hill. Well, at least he knows what happened. He knows what went wrong. Kalte had a great map for slingers and he pulled it off. Although it was close. I will say that was closer than I think Kalte wanted it to be. Losing that many vills on that rush has to hurt. That feels one too big. Let me check. Thing? Yeah, this is one too many big. Yeah, that's what I like it to be at. There we go. Here we go. So now we have Tsuyo with his berry start. Interesting map. And Kalte already calling a re. Yeah. There we go. That makes sense. His berries are bugged. It's a tough start. No close wood line. Yes, he should call the re. Yes. Quit. Resign. It's fine. Oh my gosh, yes. There we go.
Yes.
So we just had a quick restart there. Calling that restart. I have a chance to fix this. Wait, did they? Did they take away servers? Am I crazy? Or did we used to have like 13 servers? My guess is there weren't enough people playing on them all, so they took them away from us. Dang. I liked having US East and US West. But I mean, I get fine connection to US West. I get fine connection to everyone, really. I didn't realize they took away servers. There used to be like 12. Alright, there we go. AoE
Yes.
things. There we
Yes.
go. Game 2, guys. Game 3, right? Because we just had a restart there. And it's funny, that map for Tsuyo wasn't very good, so Kalte calling the restart isn't the worst for Tsuyo there. Kalte using the restart and getting a much better position here for starting berries. It's interesting. We've seen a lot of players just go for the berries immediately when I'm not even sure that's the best way to go about things. Um, I don't know. I did some looking into it as to if going for the gazelle first is better. I still don't know. It feels a little bit worse, I'll be honest, to go for the gazelle because at the initial start, if you kill them with like 3 vills, you probably have 4, maybe 5 vills by the time all the gazelle are dead. And if you have a 6 gazelle patch, they just kind of start decaying before you get all the resources out. I like to oversaturate my gazelle on Oasis personally, just because it feels a bit better to oversaturate the gazelle. Um, so that you don't lose as much food on a map as dry as Oasis in terms of food. It feels very important to maintain that early eco by keeping all of it. So interesting map here, as Suyo's gonna have to deal with that lion. It will help him a bit at this early stage, but he's gonna have to go kill it. He has to fight the lion before it destroys all of his food income. If it messes with this too much, it's going to become problematic. Going for the 6 on berry approach. I do appreciate that, as we see both players doing that. For that constant vill production, no matter what, having 6 really helps. Although you'll see many players being able to get away with 5. If the berries are good enough. Do we see here Kalte going for maybe a long distance push here? Yeah, that is quite the lengthy boy. I think he might be able to push these gazelle to either the TC or I guess he's going to have to push those to the wood line and push these to the 2C. That'll work out for him. So he's going to have to deal with this lion, though. He doesn't have a lot of food. He's got the food to the left here, the 2 Ellies. And he's got a lot of food to the right here. So Tsuyo once again with the better food map. Similar to game 1. Although it looks like Kalte getting these 3 in early is going to really help him out. So that's just the 3 as the opener. Which I don't disagree with, getting just a few early under your TC, because when you have just a few, it's they're not all decaying under your TC, right? But you can gather from just the 3 early while you set up your wood lines, because you need a lot of wood at the start of the game. You got some vills exploring, and you're still trying to get your pop up. But once you get all your vills out, it's good to get a ton of gazelle, because you really do need a ton of food on this map. As Tsuyo's vills are here. He could go for these 4 gazelle as well. If he puts a storage pit up here, it's not the worst thing. Although he doesn't have a wood line yet, and it's 5 minutes and 20 seconds in. Tsuyo's struggling here. We do already see that storage pit up for Kalte, but Kalte with a lot of vills on wood here. Once again, it's a big emphasis on the wood income early, rather than the food. You can see he's got very few vills over here on that on those gazelle. Wow, far more for Tsuyo. We'll see what kind of ecos they go for. They are tied at 18, so Tsuyo this time around not going for... He's coming back to this berry. He's coming back. He's looping back a bit. Did he see the gold mine, and maybe he's coming to build next to the gold? That could be it. Maybe he's checking for more berry. As we do once again see Kalte going for slingers on a hill approach. It's a very solid choice. Oop, losing that one. I'm just clicking around the map, trying to find where Tsuyo's gonna go with his barracks. I think he's got a feeling. He's got a feeling. I feel like he saw this gold, and he's looking for it. He's looking for his opponent here. Yeah, it's gonna be in a decent spot if he catches Kalte off guard again. But I think third time around, I think Kalte's gonna be pretty wise to this. And we saw last game Kalte getting the better tool time, even though Tsuyo's the one doing the axe rush. Usually with axe rushes, you want to be you want to be a lot faster than your opponent for an axe rush to work. It's really important that you're faster, because if you're doing slinger defense, I mean, if you already have slingers with the upgrade and a nice little group, it becomes really difficult for all axers to approach that. But we'll see if that's the case here. Tsuyo is working on another gazelle patch here. He's really oversaturating these, but I mean, it's 150 food. Can't make fun of him for that. He needs the food. Looks like he's going for that axeman attack once again. He's got a pretty good idea this time, though. If he shows on this house, it could be pretty bad for him. Because that'll give Tsuyo some time to defend this. He's got clubbers of his own this time. Looks like he's going to try to explore, try to find that position. Moving out with the lads. Tsuyo checking the world out here. He's going to be dropping another storage pit back here, so this is potentially going to be spotted. This is going to be spotted very quickly by Tsuyo. As that tool does come in for Kalte. Do we see anything interesting here? Market. Yep. So just slingers on a big hill. Once again, going to work out for Tsuyo. I don't know. I don't know if this is going to work out again. Did Tsuyo just wall this villain? Please tell me there's a hole somewhere here. We'll see. We'll find out if that villain gets out. Do we see that tool age? We do. So this is going to apply a lot of pressure to the low ground here, but this high ground is going to be very easy for Kalte to defend. And see, he's going to have to find a way to attack this. And it's already not looking very good for Tsuyo. He doesn't have that +2 attack upgrade. Oh man, so that Clover's just going to die. That Clover will just die. And it looks like, no, that villager was not stuck. He got out. He went somewhere. I must have missed it. Maybe this is him. Or maybe Tsuyo just deleted him for the pop space. It's an interesting barrack spot, but I don't hate it. He's rallied his spot. His very ambitious rally points for those. Oh boy. Don't tell me he's coming up for these gazelle. That is a bold spot. Look at this villager migration from both players. Tsuyo wants the wood. No, Tsuyo wants the food, and Kalte needs the wood. They both want what the other has. Oh man, Tsuyo, this is not gonna work anymore, man. You need to. He needs to transition this. He needs to start getting farms up, or else this game is gonna be lost. This is not gonna work out. Oh, he's trying to bone on the hill. I mean, the Sumer health. You gotta fight. You gotta fight with the Vills. Fight with the Vills. Oh boy. Oh, Tsuyo. Oh, no. This hill is just too insurmountable, man. You cannot take this hill away from Kalte without... Oh, just a little bit more coordination would have worked out. It was really close. Like, look at the HPs on all the slingers. They're all so low. No, it's so close. And I think we're going to be seeing the GG called pretty soon here from Tsuyo. Although he might be feeling it. If he can kill these Vills. Kalte's going to be retreating from this, but Kalte is now on a woodline. Oh, he deleted his TC. He's just doing the rebuild strat against a player who's only building axe. This might work out for him. He's been given the time. Now, this won't include any stone. But if he can maintain even a little bit of control on this hill, he can keep making units up there. He grabbed this elephant, so it's going to help him out. But, I mean, Tsuyo just lost all of his Vills. I thought he was coming for these gazelle. He just went for the straight-up rush up that hill. And just a little bit of uncoordination between the Vills. The Axers started going up the hill, then the Axers went down the hill, then the Vills went up, and then they went down. And then they all went up, but they didn't all attack. It was a bit of a mess for Tsuyo there. It's a bit of a mess for Tsuyo. Kalte's looking good. I like this position from him. He's got the farms. He can get 2 more. Maybe he can fit a 3rd if he really needs to stretch out some farm locations. But I mean, Tsuyo's got control of the stone. And if Kalte might be doing axe upgrade right now. That's a very real possibility. He has to fight with axers. No, he's doing slingers onto the low ground, so he's going to try to mass enough before this becomes problematic. But I mean, the timeline is actually even somehow. We do see that tech. We see the market from Tsuyo, but I don't see any more Vills. He used a lot of them in that attack. The very, very early attack. He's got 5 in here. He came out to build the market, rebuilding the house. He's luring another Ellie here. Oh. Yeah. Kalte's there. I didn't even see the teal. So Kalte with a nice attack here is going to distract that Ellie lure and kill a Vil. Nice micro from him, paying attention to his army on the map. Doesn't have a lot of it. He might be out of stone, I think, or he's just waiting for these 2 slingers to get something done. Or he's investing his food into Vills primarily. But I mean, if Tsuyo were to kill these houses, it would really slow down this production, and it would force Kalte to build a ton of houses inside these walls, because these are all of his Vills, right? All of his Vills are trapped in this. At this point, you kill the houses, and you'd feel better about this. Yeah, see the axe upgrade. So Kalte also now out of stone, a vital resource for his previous plan there. As 2 more slingers do come out. Are these the initial 2? This might be the initial 2. Now, Kalte's going to have the food. We could be seeing the attack upgrade pretty soon. Or did Kalte just navigate onto the hill appropriately? He's getting himself stuck in here. Getting house blocked. Tsuyo with a nice block there, but not fighting properly. And he's also fighting uphill, so Tsuyo getting a nice engagement here, to be honest. And potentially even another Vil off of this, which every Vil he kills here is huge, because Kalte now has the Vil high. And Tsuyo's losing whatever lead he had at some point. It is now gone. Kalte with this full eco in here, and Tsuyo's finally going to spot it with the right pathing. He's going to see this wall, and he's going to realize how close he was to his opponent this whole time. And now that Kalte is pushing back on this hill, he could finally send maybe a Vil to go mine some stone, and that would be the end, I believe. Looks like Tsuyo now realizing he needs farms, but this transition, once again, coming about 10 minutes late. You kind of want to start building farms as soon as you can, as this map just runs out of natural food. It's not like other maps where you have time. And this is a stable. Kalte's looking to end things interestingly here. I'm wondering if he's going for scouts or if this is to bronze. He might be holding a lot of food from these farms at this point. Although, I guess with the axe and the armor upgrade, with this many axes, my guess is this is a scout stable, although he does have some problems to deal with. I don't know. I think Kalte's just in a commanding lead at this stage. Well, Tsuyo does have the 5 Vils on farms now. I believe this might be spelling the end for Tsuyo. We might be seeing a 3-1 if Kalte's able to repeat this kind of performance. As it seems like Tsuyo's got a one-track mind here. He's all in on these rushes. And it's just not working out for him, I think. Yeah, it's scouts. Interesting. So he's going to go find that farm. Scouts so strong in this map, in the lower pops. You know, if you're in a high pop tool game, the scouts feel a lot less powerful. But like early on, or in a scramble like this where you get such a messy game, I find that scouts become a lot more powerful. You can really start searching for those Vils on the map. Tsuyo making a one slinger, trying to tear down these walls one at a time with another slinger coming out. I just don't think this is enough army at this point. Sticking in it because it is a tournament match, so I can respect a little bit of gumption. You know, I can respect not immediately resigning upon being a little bit behind, but at the same time, I think it's good to be realistic about this. Kalte up to a decent Vil count in here. He's not going too big though, right? I think he might be bronzing, which would be bold because there's nothing for him to really do other than maybe go for the wheel upgrade. If we see more scouts though, it's pretty indicative that he's sticking with the clubbers. We see him going to stone, so yeah, maybe going for slings at this point, just sticking with the tool war. There's the GG from Tsuyo, recognizing that he just didn't have anything left. But that is just game 3 here, so we're going to go to our 4th game. A pretty low kill game, 30-20. Tsuyo once again trying that axe rush. Kalte once again building on a hill and being able to defend. He was a little bit faster again, so I think Tsuyo needs to rethink his strategy coming into this. If he's not going to have a fast tool time, I don't think these axe rushes are working out for him. Kalte taking game 3. That was a pretty convincing win, I'd say. Good to be catching you live. Well, thank you, Frostborn. Fighting with so many Vils seems like a mistake. Yeah, I think that's what Tsuyo's thinking there, Lepanto. I think he's just realizing that the axe rush isn't working, right? Or he realizes that the axe rush needs that extra push if it's gonna win. He's not like stupid, right? Like Tsuyo knows what's happening. He sees the slinger count, he sees the mass, and he knows that he won't be able to beat it with his strategy. So I think he's just that's. I think when he moves in with all the vills, he's aware that that's an all in, and that when it fails, the game's basically over. I think clinging to a bit of hope after the fact is just kind of respecting the tournament. Good spot, he says. Yeah, I think Tsuyo could do with a slightly better strategy here. I think he needs to go for maybe a more defensive play. You can check out these maps. Interesting. These players have spawned very close together. This best of 5. Excuse me while I sip my tea. It is just now cresting 9 p.m. or 9 a.m. Oh man! But I told you guys I ordered my all my PC parts, so I'll be building it in the next like week or so. So I mean, if all goes well, next weekend when we're hosting more Classic Cup games, when we're on our quarterfinals next weekend, I should be on the new PC. This might take a bit of time for me to get everything all set up. We'll see how long that takes. So I might need to do it on the laptop again, but the desktop is going to be so very nice. See you getting that early Ellie. Man, what a cool game this has been. I think this is really showing the power of the slingers in an even, I would say an even fight, right? Like, what we're seeing here is similar tool times. Because these maps are generally so balanced, we're seeing pretty similar tool times. And yeah, sure, he had a couple slingers one time and like a few less, a few more. But I think the general idea is when you have those slingers on top of a hill, as he's going to get, once again, a really nice defensive hill for Kalte. I mean, if Tsuyo doesn't change his strategy, I can already kind of tell what's going to happen. I mean, we've seen it 3 games in a row. In one game, it really worked out for him. But then it seems like Kalte woke up a bit after this. And is starting to focus a bit more on getting a faster time and really getting the slingers out early. We saw Kalte build the 3 barracks the first game and just not have enough resource to do anything. I think now he's realizing the 2 barracks, the market, then farms, and then eventually add in that 3rd barracks, and that seems to be working better for him in terms of the slinger defense. Do you see this artifact coming across the map, though? Kalte's is just right next to his base, but Tsuyo is maybe about to get some critical info. It's on track to spot a house. Oh, but this woodcutter might catch it. It might not, though. If this woodcutter doesn't stop this artifact, Tsuyo could get critical info.
Oh, yeah.
Not sure. Yeah, Tsuyo knows. He spotted the house. So he knows where his opponent is. This could be a big game changer. He's got... Oh, man. Look at this food income. Already with the 2 Ellies early. And he can go and place a storage pit up on this hill once he gets enough wood. Dang. I was like, he'd go for the gazelle. I guess not. He'll go for his storage pit down on this low ground. Not the worst idea, but, I mean, you really want to get food really early on in this map. We'll see if he has enough to tool off of the 2 Ellies and the berries. I'd be very surprised. Typically, on Oasis, you really do need these gazelle to do anything meaningful. We'll see if this plays a true part here, though, because Tsuyo's going to be able to know exactly where to send those villas this time. The past 3 rushes he's done have been completely blind. One, he was way off. The map, he was the furthest away with the rush. He actually got in and did critical damage, lethal damage early. Since then, it's been even closer and closer getting upon his opponent, but it's still been blind in that those early clubbers aren't positioning perfectly. Here, he spotted the house, right? His artifact showed him the way. He knows where to go with these villas. He knows it's close. He's actually building at home here. Interesting. Is he just trying to get early clubbers? That could be the case with this. He might be thinking he's close enough to just get away with clubbers from home. Or this could be a change of strat. Maybe he'll go for the Soygia, the coined Soygia strat. Oh man, he got really lucky there with that Ellie. That gazelle had another like quarter millisecond before it got scared. We do see that defensive barracks covering the gold. Nothing important there. Not on top of this hill. Maybe a bit interesting. I think maybe he saw the direction that this artifact came from. Maybe that is telling him something here. It's interesting. He's going for the stone. I guess maybe covering the wood line is important here. I would agree with that. And it's easier to wall this little corner in with the slingers. But I mean, the hill would be in my eye. The hill would be more important. So yeah, we're going for the clubbers again from Tsuyo. He needs to transition this eco though. He needs to start getting some more food sources, or more on wood if he wants to succeed with this. He's got a lot of idols. Sending him now to the where are these guys going? Where are you going? Maybe going to the storage pit. Oh, don't tell me Tsuyo doesn't see the house. He has to see the house. Tsuyo's up. Kalte's up. Yeah, he knows exactly where to go. He's already got the armor upgrade. These clubbers, he doesn't need to paint because it's so close. He's coming. We're going to see just that one barracks axe rush. Interesting. This is slightly different from what we've seen from Tsuyo before. Now going for the push. And he's already on top of Kalte with axers. No attack upgrade just yet. He's getting his elephant at the same time as attacking here. He might want to focus on this attack. Looks like he'll pay attention just now. And getting that attack in just in time. That upgrade coming in. Tsuyo, such good presence right here. That artifact, so very much so informative for him. But Kalte's starting to mount a decent defense. He's got the 4 slingers, and the biggest thing here is keeping those slings alive. That's going to be the most important thing for him. If he can get the slinger count up to 20, this becomes impossible for Tsuyo. But Tsuyo might be transitioning. I'm not sure. Don't hold me to it. I'd like to see him go full slingers now. That would be the real game changer, right? He did the damage with the axers. He got 7 kills. 7 vills have died, right? For 4 axers. At this point, you know it's been effective. Leave it at that. Your opponent's neutered. Go for slings. You're not gonna win with axers against this many slingers now. He's gonna keep going for axers though. So maybe I'm wrong, but maybe I'm not. I have a feeling. I'm predicting here that Tsuyo's not going to win this because he's still going for axers. He's going to need a lot of axers for this to work. Not to say it's impossible, but it's getting to that really difficult spot. He doesn't have any food income on Kalte's side on the map. He's just now getting to the middle. He's going to get a little lucky and spot some berries. I mean, if Tsuyo catches these vills before this walls, that could be game. But he's holding out on the hill. I think he's waiting for the attack. He's just getting his eco going. He's making a lot. This is a lot of axers. So maybe this will work out for him. Maybe it's about getting enough axers because he knows how many vills he killed, right? If he's aware of how many of these vills died, he could be thinking to himself, if I just mass a large enough army, there's no way he'll be able to mass one too. I guess that makes sense. But it's going to give your opponent some time to wall, and we're seeing that here. If Kalte walls in, it gets really difficult. So you're moving out now with that Axer army. Might be a little bit too late. We'll see. I mean, if he gets in, what does he get? Potentially some vills. Certainly a fight with these slings. Does he win the fight with the slings? It depends on how Kalte positions. If Kalte positions it on the hillside, there's no way Tsuyo wins. Oh, and that vill is certainly dead. One more chop. One more chop there a little bit faster. Yep, that's another chop there. So he's off there. He's gonna have to watch this fight though. Already losing one Axer for one Vil. He's leading him away from the hill. I don't know if that's intentional. He could go for a surround here. If Kalte gets silly here, this could be really bad for Kalte. Kalte getting caught up a little bit there. Tsuyo in some trouble. He's got to win this. The clock is on him at this point to win with the Axers, right? And Kalte's falling back to the hill already, and this is where it gets really difficult. Look at the approach. They're going to get one shot. He has enough to one shot. He's going to have to keep falling back, though. He's not going to take the fight on the hill. He's going to keep microing this until the end of the earth. He could throw some bills into the jackpot, too, but now he's given up the hill. This is where it gets dicey for him. Oh, and that little misclick is huge. That little misclick is absolutely instrumental here. He's fallen back just enough to give these slingers, these Axers, enough time. Man, it is so ridiculous how slingers can play like this. Look at him. He's just killing each and every Axer methodically here. This is way too strong. This is why I'm a proponent. I am a proponent for slowing down slingers because, you know, you micro it and Axers are literally useless. I mean, this many Axers should wipe the floor with slingers, and here they're giving him an even fight. I mean, they're starting to die, but think about the position that got us to this point. Kalte was down 7 Vils at like 12 minutes. He's going to call GG, but I mean, that was an admirable fight. That was a really admirable fight from him. As our series gets tied 2-2. Kalte was able to do it there. Or Tsuyo, sorry, was able to do it there. I thought Kalte might be able to hold. I think the mistake was giving the hill. I think he forgot that when units die, there's like a little moment that their death animation blocks units behind. So like if you're killing the unit in the front of another unit, the unit behind like stops for a second, and then you can kind of get a chain reaction of Axers really never being able to approach. I think it started off good for Tsuyo. Here it was the best position that Kalte could have had. He tried to micro it forever, but the big thing for Tsuyo was that he came in with the flank from the north, and that forced Kalte to go to the left, and it just fell apart. But here, if he had held here, I think this would have been a winning position. I honestly do. I think if Kalte held the slings here and just attacked, if he right-clicked each of them, like in volleys, to kill them. Because it looked like he one-shot that first one, but maybe it was a hurt Axer. Maybe it was already damaged previously. But Kalte calling GG means we will see a Game 5 in this series. This is an interesting set. This is really showing us that Slinger versus Axer gameplay that I think is so interesting. It's so cool. It's so fun to watch. You're welcome for the streams. Oh, thank you for the follow there, Sunners. I do appreciate it. Great example of why Slinger speed is a problem. Exactly. You know, a ranged unit already has advantages, right? Like, the more slingers you add, the worse that gets for Axers. So the fact that in low numbers you can still out micro, because that in that instance, slingers and Axers both move at 1.2 move speed. In my suggestion, by my idea, my opinion, I guess. It's an opinion, not what I think, not what I know is going to be the best, but what I think might be the best.
Yes. No.
Nice, serious. We have had a draw in the Classic Cup before, so it's not unprecedented. But that was on Conti, so it's a different situation. Um, Here we see Tsuyo opening with the berries, it appears. And off to the right, his opponent, Kalte. We do have the big wood center, so there is no C in the middle, which is interesting because it adds a whole. To me, it doesn't really change the game much, especially in these 1v1s, as they're mostly tool wars, unless both players go for slingers. So if you're curious about why these games are ending in the tool age, whereas in other series we've seen other players in this tournament have gone for bronze, like a lot. There's been a lot of bronze gameplay. It's because Tsuyo. It's all because of Tsuyo. He's doing axe rushes, which this might be one of the worst places to do axe rushes. I don't know. It seems to be working for him, so I can't say it's bad. It's clearly his preferred strat. I mean, I know Tsuyo from playing with him. This is a preferred strat for him. He's doing all-in axe rushes, so it's just ending these games quickly is his goal. It's a tournament, so you can understand why people might want to go back to their preferred, most comfortable strategy in a 1v1 situation. But as I've said, in a lot of our 1v1s, so in a lot of our tournament games of this tournament so far, we've been seeing a lot of Bronze Age play. So I'm just excited for all this. I'm just excited for this. And Jacob, why only Oasis? It's only Oasis because that's the tournament. This is a serial tournament, meaning it's a series of tournaments rather. So this is a season, and so this is one. We call them stages, but think about it like one. I don't know other way to phrase it than how I've been phrasing it for a while now. So this is just one of the stages of the tournament. At the end of this bracket, we'll have a brief break, and then we'll jump into the next stage, which will be different settings, right? So we'll go to a different map. It's about consistency between games. If I were doing a one-off tournament, I wouldn't do just one map. But because it is a series of smaller tournaments leading up to a bigger tournament, right? All these smaller tournaments are going to be very focused, right? That's kind of the point. If you're curious about the format, it's not fully done, but you can go check out our website, Classic Cup. Here, I'll put it in the chat for you. I hope that link helps explain some of the premise here, and also gets you hyped for the upcoming 3v3 tournament, Classic Cup League. I'm so very excited. We haven't done an official announcement for that just yet. Still waiting on some teams to agree, and I want to see. So when I get this new PC, I want to see how that works out in 3v3s and stuff. If it fixes some of my issues with team games and playing, like if you haven't been around much, I can't play team games right now. So once I get this new PC, we'll see if I can play team games. That means I can probably stream team games effectively, which will be a lot more fun. And then we can get the Classic Cup League underway. We have a bunch of teams already agreed to play. I'll host an open qualifier. I'm hosting an open qualifier, I've decided, for the 7th seed, or the 8th seed rather, for that last team slot. I'm super excited about that, because that'll be fun. It's just going to be it's going to be a messy single elimination bracket, best of one series. It's going to be a brutal open qual, but that's what makes it so fun. It'll make it really fun to see. The best team will be the one that can come out of a one-game single elimination bracket. It's brutal, I know, and it'll be fun. I'm excited to see that kind of stuff. No restarts. Oh man, the open calls for Classic Cup League are going to be so sick. I'm so excited. Oh man, but again, that's nothing there is officially announced. But I'm very excited about the teams that we have lined up. I'm very excited about everything. Oh, man. I am so excited. And you should be too, because it'll be a great viewing experience. I cannot wait to share it all with you. As well as this last game. I'm not trying to take away from the hype of this. This is a 5th game. We do have a bit of a there's always that downtime at the start of the game. I mean, we could go over ecos extensively, but we see Tsuyo going up to 20 bills. It's pretty big. He's sending those 2 forwards, though, so their ecos are roughly the same, and it looks like he's getting a nice position here. He might try to take this hill with his barracks. Yeah, it looks like that's what he's going to go for. Kalte a little bit in a rough spot, so we're going to see the same thing from Tsuyo. You know, tried and true. They're tied 2-2. Might as well do what he's, again, most comfortable with for that last hoorah here. I don't know. I don't know who's going to win this. I really don't. I'm very excited for this, though. I mean, Kalte's got a lot on wood. He's now building an, very lucky granary. So if you don't know, these berry bushes spawn in groups of 1 or individually or in groups of 2. So to get 3, it means you got a really nice RNG roll on like having 2 next to a single, right? So that's a really nice pickup for him. I mean, on other maps you might say, wow, 3 berries isn't very good, but on a map like Oasis, every little berry counts. I mean, in this series alone, we saw Tsuyo put a granary on a single berry. So Kalte's already up to that age of Tool, and Tsuyo's not there yet. He just now hits Tool, but he's got the 4 clubbers already. He could be looking to get those upgrades. He's going to move them out, and then things are going to start looking dicey for both players. We're going to get into that really tense Tool war, and we're going to see how it goes. This is what the game is about. This is what Oasis is about. Can you survive this opener from Tsuyo? I mean, he's really laying on the pressure here, and I've loved the pressure he's applied. I think it's really good to see someone trying something a little different in this tournament, because there is certainly a meta, and Kalte's playing to the meta of Oasis. He's walling the wrong direction. One of his vills will get trapped outside, and these clubbers are just going to be here. So that's a huge stone investment, which this could be really bad for Tsuyo, or for Kalte. That's a huge stone investment that's only going to hurt him, right? Like, he needs to be able to maneuver. Do we see that attack upgrade yet? Not just yet. He's going to need it if he wants to do anything here. He's going for those clubs. Ever so important here. But it looks like Kalte is going to be able to mount the defense here. He's got these 3 berries. They're going to give him longevity. They're really going to help him out with just a little bit of food income. I mean, it's not great, but it's something. Now, if Tsuyo keeps pressure here, this gets really, really bad for Kalte. But if Tsuyo keeps giving time to Kalte, we're going to see what happened in game 2 and 3. Although I said that in game 4, but this time Kalte doesn't have a hill. Like, when Kalte had the hill, there was a chance. But this time he's got stone. His stone isn't disrupted yet. Oh man, this is weird. This is all getting weird. This wall off looks really good. I think Tsuyo's gotten a little predictable here. He's got the attack. He's got the axe upgrade. No attack just yet. This is a really nice pit for him. He really soaked up those gazelle fast. Damn, look at that. 2 of them already gone. Feels like just minutes ago he got there. He's onto those middle berries as well. I'm just looking at all the red he's picked up on the map. And he's going in for the attack. No attack upgrade yet. Maybe it's a timing attack, though. I'm sure that attack upgrade is coming in just a few seconds. It should be, rather. If it's not, this is a mistake, because he needs that attack upgrade to fight these slingers efficiently. And Kalte's just going to go, and he's going to wall his slingers out. This is something I disagree with. Kalte may have just killed a lot of his own units here. He's going to protect his walls. He's going to protect his vills. But he just killed a lot of slingers unnecessarily. I thought he could, maybe get a group up in here, but that was a very uncoordinated wall off, and he's going to pay the price for it. He's going to lose farms for this. This time around, though, I mean, Tsuyo could go. He's got slingers. I love it. I love it. I love it. A bowman? Are you kidding me? An archer? So the reason I laugh at this, or the reason I say, are you kidding me, is because slingers, I mean, famously, they're the counter to archers. I don't see why you'd make a bowman here. He can literally send this one. Watch the damage on this. It's +4 per hit, so it's going to be doing 7. It's doing 5. What? What? That wasn't right. Maybe I missed. Maybe they balanced that a bit. It's not +2 for Bowman, right? Maybe I'm backwards. Whatever. Focusing on the game, Tsuyo is really pressuring forward with these slings here. He doesn't have the upgrade, but he has the Bowman in the back, actually proving a little bit useful here. He's got that third coming out. He's going to be going all in with these vills. He understands that he just wants to apply pressure here. Tsuyo forcing Kalte to open this wall here. Could be problematic. He's going to be losing this barracks if he doesn't bring some vills forward to defend, but that might be the reason the Bowmen are here. The Bowmen are there to potentially kill all these vills that are repairing. We have vill on vill action, essentially. One group of vills desperately trying to take down the barracks. However, the ones repairing the barracks are going to be in a better position. Now, this is killing vills, though. Keep that in mind. Both players losing vills for this. So we're going to start getting into a scrappier and scrappier game. Kalte, he's suffering under this pressure. Tsuyo's really bringing the heat here. These vills in the front. I mean, he's losing vills to repair. And he can't really afford that. He's barely got any farms working. Oh boy. That's a sad thing to see. What is happening? Is this how all in this is? He's got 4 farmers though. That's actually, this might be the way to do it. I'm not sure. I mean, the barracks is holding though, and the slingers are still coming out. He hasn't denied any of these resources back here. There's so many vills just exposed working over here. Kalte, Tsuyo seeing the blood. He's gonna try to renegotiate these slingers. These vills on the barracks. I mean, he's going for it. It's at half health. Kalte's gonna have to bring more vills forward to defend, but there are so many archers here that the units coming forward to repair this just die if Tsuyo's paying attention. Remember, these are Sumer vills, so if he forces them to repair, they're gonna repair for quite a while. I mean, this barracks is going down. There's no question about that. This barracks is going down. The question is, how many of these bowmen are going to die before he accomplishes this goal? Because at this point, all the axes are dead. He's coming forward with a huge amount of vills to repair. He's lost all of his firepower behind. I think that's GG. This was a very, very ballsy all-in. I'll say it right. I'll say it. I'll say what we're all thinking. This was pretty metal. Like, this was, like, very, very bold. He saw the need. He went for it. He could potentially... Yeah, now he's going to see the mistake here. I mean, he could have... He had so many axers and bowmen and slingers. I thought he was just going to come over here and just wipe the floor with Kalte. But he didn't. So we've devolved now from the Tool Age, and Tsuyo's back into the Stone Age. Although he does have another slew of units coming in, ranged units. No armor upgrade on that bowman, so it is certainly dead. Tsuyo might bring it back, though. That's just too many slingers with the attack upgrade. I think this is GG. Sorry, I mean, I'm just watching. Like, at this point, what can I say? Tsuyo, he put up a good fight. The village are all in off the back of an axe, bowman, and slinger rush. Just wasn't quite the formula he was looking for. I think an interesting choice was to go. I honestly didn't hate all the villagers coming forward. But I think you do that if you kill this, right? After you kill, like, if you pull off this barracks for a second, right? And you just come and you check the farmers, you check where the stone is, you deny those other resources, then you have a better shot. You bring the vills forward when this is the last stand, right? If this is the last stand, then I might consider bringing all the vills. This was here, and this was unperturbed. He still had stone income, so he just kept making... He knew there were farms in here, so it's like, you know there's some food income, so you know that slingers can keep being made. But, like, all these farms just being there for him was just too problematic, and now Tsuyo's dead. I mean, now Tsuyo's just dead. He's got the 4 farmers off to the back here. He's got a 5th farmer in his base. He just made another vill. Not much to do with it, though. So Tsuyo put up the good fight. Yeah, built another Axer. I thought he got the attack upgrade at some point, but he really didn't. Kalte seeing this threat. Tsuyo putting up a bit more. But I mean, the army and the eco is in favor of Kalte at this point. Typically when you have both of those, it's just a matter of time. Tsuyo can keep buying some time here with his units. He's actually got a lot of army here. Surprisingly made a lot of units with the food he had. But they too will get cleaned up. This farm taking a beating. That's the final 2 units for Tsuyo. Go down. Oh no, another 2 coming out. Another 2 coming out. As we get a long wind down from this game. That was a very exciting moment, though. With all those vills there, when this attack was happening, that was really, really cool. It was funny to see. That's when I'd like to play the Benny Hill theme music. You know, the yakety sax, as some call it. Just because seeing that is ridiculous. But, like, you realize what it did. I mean, like, the vills were dying on this wall. If Tsuyo had a little bit more, like, a little bit more behind that attack, that barracks goes down. Nice games. Nice games. That was hilarious. Yeah, that is very funny. Fighting with the bills. Yeah, with the bills. Yeah, Kaltes should be scared of that. I mean, like, how do you hold that? It's like, you have to send villagers to repair, and then you have villagers attacking, villagers repairing. Sadly, I mean, in this game, you know what would make that a lot more valid is if you know, the repair speed's really high in this game. If it was the same as the attack speed, that would be funny, because then it's who has more vills on the building itself, rather than, you know, the defender's advantage. I mean, I like the fact that the defenders can defend from that, I'm not gonna lie, but if you want that to work, that's one way. But, yeah, that was funny as hell. I loved seeing that. But Kalte takes it. 3-2.